You know, we've had years of deficits.
DOA Director Benita Manglona, just back on island, is not concerned about Judge Marshall's order to pay all refund claims that have already been filed because, she points out, virtually all outstanding refund claims have already been paid out by the Calvo administration for the first time in 2 decades.
In December, we for the first time in 20 years, we paid every single Status A tax refund.
So there's really no past due tax returns anymore, except for those that are under
like
audit.
Status E and S, yes.
And as for the roughly $100 million in 2012 tax refunds that will soon have to be paid out this year, Manglona says her understanding of the injunction is that GovGuam has until October 15th to pay them all.
Is it 6 months from the day the person files or 6 months from the due date?
My understanding, it's 6 months from the due date. So regardless, even if a taxpayer filed the return today, the due date for the return is April 15. So the 6 months would start from April 15th.
So October 15th or thereabouts.
October 15th, and in essence, would be the due date of when all the refunds have to be paid.
In addition, Manglona says that she's been able to set aside about $15 million of the expected $100 million that's needed to pay 2012 refunds.
We have currently in the bank account about $15 million that we have set aside to pay. Yes, and we are complying with the.
But how much do you need?
Well, the provision is about $100 million that we're supposed to have for tax year 2012. And so that's going to be the challenge.
And there is an even greater challenge. The law requires funds be set aside every month this year to pay for next year's tax refunds. But Manglona says it doesn't look like she'll be able to do that.
The provision is you're supposed to be setting aside
Every month.
Every month for the following year's tax refunds. But we're going to be pay as you go. We're going to be implement. I mean, we're going to be using the pay as you go method because the government has never complied with the set aside because we've had years of deficits.
If the administration fails to meet the 6-month deadline set by Judge Marshall, GovGuam faces the threat of contempt, seizure of funds, and even a receiver.
Will you ever allow Reventax to go into receivership as threatened?
No. That is something that we do not foresee happening. As a matter of fact, it is a commitment of this administration to see further separation from federal involvement in much of areas that they currently have oversight and supervision with. We believe we can run our own island community better than those folks in Washington, D.C.
Kevin Kerrigan, PNC News.